All right, beaver trapping. So I'm down here. I'm seeing chews. I know there's beavers here. Further down from the road, I can see it. It is chaotic. It's looking like a marsh. But I'm just starting in and I'm looking around. And what I normally like to do first is walk around. I like to plan out my sets, but I also like to check to make sure there's no one else trapping. So it's really thick the way I came. I'm hoping that I can find some better access to this, but I'm going to cross again. But you can see there's plenty of chews. They're definitely here, and they're working pretty hard. Like, the water here is just not very deep, so this area might be good for cable restraints. I'm gonna leave my gear over there, walk down, plan out my sets, come back, grab my gear. We'll see. Might carry my gear a little bit further just to get closer, but they're going for some big ones here and there. This one here is pretty far away. That's a decent sized beaver chewing on that. So based off what I've seen from the road, it looks like they've been here a while. So there's probably numerous beavers in this. So let's get after it. Check that one out. I gave up on it after a while, but that's crazy. I think we go probably any moment. And on a windy day like today, I think I'll stay away from that. Yeah, that's a buck. Tiny little 8-point. That's the third dead deer I've already found down here. What's funny about the laws in PA, I can't pick that dead head up. I'm supposed to call the game commission. They tell me the value of it, and I pay them money to take that. That's one of the things in Pennsylvania I'm not a big fan of, but there it will remain. Well, I got something unique happening. I'm starting to walk through water. This is getting marshy, but big beaver sign over here. I got this right here is like a no-brainer, it looks like, on where I should put a trap. Let me get close so you can see. I mean, give me a break. I'd say right here would be a good spot for a trap, but you can see they got trees knocked down. I got some big trees knocked down there, but that looks old, so I would say this has had beavers in it for a while. But what's cool is right here, you got this trail and you got water going across, and it's flooded over there also. So there's a good chance there might be beavers over here too. So I'm going to try to get over there without sinking and see, but I'm thinking on the cable restraint, definitely on at least one side. Well, a snare. I'll struggle with calling a snare based off our laws. We're allowed to use snares for beavers. That's the law. Beavers and otters, but our otter season's really short. But yeah, I definitely got this flooded. There's got to be a dam up there. Maybe I'll push forward a little bit further. Well, I found a hut. Where there's a hut, there's definitely beavers. I'm looking at, I can't go any further, but right below me is a run that they come in and out of. But I have to be 15 foot away from structure. So their dam's there. I'll walk over and show you that next. The hut's there. That's obvious. Maybe there's a hole right here. Boy, I might have to get the tape measure out. But right there's a hole that I think if I drop a snare in, I can see it. There's a real good setup for a snare. I'm thinking the beaver's gonna go swoop right into that thing and either be up on that bank or drowned when I get down here to check on it. And I can anchor it right to that tree. That seems like a fantastic idea. And then here is their dam. So there's definitely beavers here. How many beavers? I don't know. I definitely want to have my traps close to this general area because this is where they are most active. But I'm found many potential spots for traps, so we'll definitely get some traps out there. Look how much this dam's holding. All right, so I got my first snare in on a trail they're clearly using, and they're crossing over here. They're chewing. up in this region, and a lot of it looks fresh, so I feel like they've been doing it for a while. This is pretty far from the hut, but when I come to check, I'm walking this trail, so I'll be able to check, see if I got a beaver there, and then we'll continue on down. So first trap in. All right, second set is in on that major crossover. No lure. I'm gonna put some casters near the hut. I might go 20 yards to my right and put a caster out on that little point. Seems like those little points do good for me. If the ground's sturdy enough, I'll do it. But this, clearly they're using this, so I don't know if they're coming from that way or this way. I just set it right in the middle, didn't offset it. I was able to get that rod deep in that mud, so I feel real good about that. So got a cable down there. It's far, 100 yards. And this one, now I'm gonna start getting tighter with my traps. All right, so the crossover is right over there. That's set number 2. Set number 3 I got right here. I got a caster mound. We got stump kicker on it by Hoosier. This is where they're coming in and out at, but I could not get, it's real shallow right there. There's like a drop off. I couldn't get a good anchor in there that I thought would drown them. So it's deep right there. I was able to get one there, and I put the caster there, and I threw some sticks over here just to kind of screw with them. So if one swims and wants to go up like it normally does, it'll be like, ah, maybe we'll swim over here, get that whiff. The wind is not great. It's blowing like this and like this. So them swimming this way will get it if they're crossing over. If one gets caught in there, this one should attract them. So I'm going to work over that hut. I got one more snare I can put in and one more drowning rod. So let's get moving. All right, and the water's all murky, but I got a cable restraint down there. Clearly they're going through it. There's another spot right there that I thought would be good for a cable restraint, but I had to way down to that water a little further than I wanted to. I'm gonna go set a foothold somewhere. Whenever I do, I'll come back and see how this is set up, see how it looks, see if I can't see it with my GoPro. So I thought it looked good, but I don't ever do it that way. I'm always partially submerged, so that'll be a learning experience for me. See if I can actually snare one completely underwater. All right, guys, check day 3. We're moving slow in this location, but I think I'm trying to learn what's going on, but I finally got something. It's at the bottom of this rod, so I'm gonna pull it up. It does not look big at all. It looks like a tiny little beaver, but pull it up and check it out and show you guys what I'm dealing with here. So I don't want my jacket to get in front of this camera, but it looks tiny, tiny, tiny. I feel like I'm always trying to break the record of the smallest beavers, and I'm not a big fan of that record. Yeah, this is a little dinker, but it's a beaver. And I know there's bigger beavers here. I can see the chewings. There's been some behemoths here at some point, but this year's kit, I mean, that may be the smallest beaver I've ever caught, but these traps are indiscriminate, so it doesn't matter the size of the beaver. If it's a beaver and it gets in there, it's getting caught. So we get the trap reset, get him out of here, and see if we can't improve tomorrow and get some of these big ones out of here. All right, guys, so I'm over here getting some traps set up, and this is where I caught one the other day, but I had to take a mini vacation. So I went and did my mini vacation, and then I came back and I noticed that this seemed deeper. I was just kind of confused, and while I was gone, they started throwing mud. The beavers started throwing mud right through here, and I think they're trying to dam it in this section. So while this is getting built, what a great spot. So I had to move my trap back because it was way too deep. So now I got a trap sitting right in that channel, and yeah, I mean, that should be dynamite. I got a caster mount over here that I need to get fixed, and I don't know if that beaver's coming from over there or the creek behind me, but that's a wetlands over there pretty much now. There's definitely more water here. I mean, we got some rain, but not that much. But this is the caster mount that I caught the beaver at. None of these traps were set, so none of them made a catch, but I'm just gonna keep working. I wanna readjust my snares and just kind of get this thing reset back up, so stay tuned. Very cool. All right, guys, it's pretty early in the morning. So this trap was flipped over yesterday, and it's in a water channel hooked up to a drowning rod to try to catch beavers. And it's flipped out and over again, and I jammed it down in there. I am not sure what's going on, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I got a caster mount over here. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna set this on the way back out just to see what's going on. All right, I'm sorry I forgot my GoPro today. So that's where the trap's flipped over. Here's a caster mount that I have, and I pulled it out already, but it's another small beaver from the same exact caster mount. I mean, a real tiny beaver. It's clear to me that with all these chews, that there's bigger beavers in here. So we'll get this thing reset and see if we can't get lucky, reset the caster mount and move on. I still got a couple in that direction to go check, so could still get lucky with the bigger one. Well, my snare was a mess. Nothing was in it though, but something definitely was in it. And this is weird, 2 traps. What happened was this snare was all the way in that direction towards the hut, pulled real tight, with no evidence of something being in it. So I'm wondering if I'm having problems with 2-legged creatures, because both of those trap things seem real suspicious. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and yeah. As I got a caster mount here that didn't make a catch, but I have a snare that did, and it was my first bottom edge snare for beavers, so I'm pretty happy about it. He's just chilling right there. I'm gonna have to walk over and dispatch him, but it's a decent sized beaver. I got some more snares down the way, but let's get this guy taken care of, and after I do, I'll show you what he looks like. Well, of course, on the day that I forgot my GoPro, I catch a hog, but this is definitely the biggest one I've caught in a while. I don't know if he goes 50, but we'll try it. Got him snared right behind the shoulders. Real clean tail. So, big beaver. I got 2 more snares to go check over here in this marsh, so we'll go get them checked, and I ain't carrying him with me. I'll get him, my truck's right up there, so I'll just carry him to the truck. So I'll get him weighed and let you guys know, but he's a big one.